Yo, what up, Vernon? All right, let me get you in here. Uh oh, it's moving. It's moving too fast. All right, I think he's coming in. Vernon, what are you?
Hey, what's
Oh,
up, my man?
damn, he's hitting us with the hat, boy. Damn, okay. Well, I got a little something for you. Check this out. Oh, hitting you with the powdered blue Chargers.
Woo! Wee!
Woo!
I see
Hey,
you.
you're in trouble right now, dude. The Chargers
What's
are
going
coming
on,
for you.
Jake?
I'm chilling, man.
Jake,
Just
how you
trying to
doing,
stay
man?
cool here. Just trying to stay cool here in LA, man. And I got my kitty. Got my kitty. You met the kitty before.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. She's you would think that she'd be happy that I'm chill. Oh shoot. Hey, hold on. This tripod's a little flimsy here. But yeah, you would think the kitty would be happy to be chilling with me, but she's like, dude, this guy's got to get the hell out of my house. you know, you know,
Yeah.
she's a little prissy one, man. So I gotta watch my back around here, dude.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. You look good, man. You still doing the acting stuff, training and all that?
Yeah, man. I was hitting
Okay.
it hard right before quarantine. I had a few classes going on, and now there's a couple online classes that
Okay.
that I'm doing, but also just kind of creating content. And on that note, I've actually seen that you've been doing some like sketches yourself, right?
Yeah. Yep. Sketches. Just taking a sketch comedy class. Like
Yeah.
you
Okay.
recommended that. You inspired me to do that.
Hey, dude. Yeah,
So that's
I love what you're
been
putting out there, man.
Yeah, man, that's been going really well, man. Really well. I'm very pleased with the lessons, and I'm just continuing. We have about 3 more weeks to go until we're done
Yeah.
with the class. Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's like creating content and sketches like that. A lot of times it's hard to find time to do. You know,
Hmm.
especially when you got a lot of other stuff going on. So I think it's a perfect time to get creative and yeah, I love what you're putting out there. We got Q just joined. Your boy Q. He's come on.
Q, what's up, Q?
Yeah. So yeah, I think everyone's kind of getting on here. But yeah, I mean, I know you've done a ton of interviews talking about football and everything. I just wanted to, shine some more light on you as a person. And I know, and you just retired after 14 solid seasons in the NFL.
Hmm.
Uh, so yeah, you guys, Vernon was, you're drafted in '06, right? The sixth overall pick to the 49ers,
Hmm.
Super Bowl champion, and just overall beast, man. Yeah, this last season you got the what, like top five play of the year. I think it was first game against the Eagles.
Yeah, was it top? I didn't know it was top five.
I mean, it's top one in my book, man. That
Oh, man.
crazy, bro.
I appreciate that, Jake. I
Damn.
appreciate
Yeah. So that what was that, like a 50-yard TD pass, a hurdle over? I don't know who it was. I probably don't want to even say who it was. Don't want to be shaming the guy, but
you.
man's got some hops, dude. So so yeah, dude. I mean, I think most people know you as a football player and all the great things you've done on the field. I just want to, like, because you got some really cool projects going on in acting and
Yeah.
just in entertainment in general. I just want to kind of talk about just some stuff you got going on that end. So would you mind telling us, you just had a film that you shot for about a month? What was that, like in March or in February, right?
What was that? We started that film the end of February. We were finished March 17th. So right before all of the lockdown and all of this stuff with COVID-19 happened. So we were
Yeah.
able to get it done. We actually have one more scene to finish. So once we get that done, then we can start post-production.
Okay. Well, don't be giving too many spoilers, man. I don't want to be. I'm definitely watching it. But what was that movie called? And if you could kind of tell us a little bit about your character and kind of like the plot a little bit.
Yeah, so my the movie was called Red Winter. My character his name was Daniel. Daniel was in a relationship with a girlfriend of his named Carla. They lived together. Um, they go on a snowmobile retreat to work on their relationship. So Daniel, not only does he have to work on his relationship with Carla, but he has to win her father over. Her father thinks the worst of Daniel. So along this journey, they witness a murder. Now the cartel is coming after Daniel and Carla and the rest of the group. Now he's fighting to keep her alive and keep himself alive. And throughout the film, we see him just fighting for each scene. He's fighting for his scene objective in every scene. And at the end, I can't tell you what the ending is about, but once it gets to the end, you'll see whether or not if Daniel was able to win Carla over and win her dad over, as well as stay alive. So that's pretty much it there. But it's a good film, good journey. I think everyone's going to love it.
Yeah, no. So Sabrina's asking what the movie's called. Red Winter, right? Red Winter.
Red Winter.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, dude, I like the fact that you're in there get some fighting. I'm sure it's more of like, is it some physical fighting or just more of like mental and emotional fighting, or like what? You get not
yeah, more emotional.
Okay.
More emotional. Yeah, there's some shooting. There's some violence in the film, but it's mostly emotional. It's an emotional roller coaster for Daniel, for Carla as well, because she's the one. I mean, she's the one that's really. I mean, she's fighting. I mean, she did a phenomenal job. That character, everything that she was about, everything that she stood for, she worked really hard in that film. And Ashley Williams was the character who played Carla. So I give her a round of applause for her hard work and effort in that film, because she had to take on such a challenge, man. There were so many obstacles for her, and she was fighting through it scene by scene.
Yeah. Wow. I'm so looking forward to that, man. And I just think it's just so crazy to go from like, NFL where you're just all in, you're focusing all your time on that, and to come out and do a lead in a movie. I just want to kind of just highlight how hard it is to be the lead of a movie, how much dialogue, and how much just skill and training that takes. So I'm impressed, man. I mean, you're fresh out of the NFL, and I know you've done entertainment throughout your career, and you're amazing on camera. Wow, I was just super stoked to see you landing that. And what are kind of like, what are the similarities between, I guess, training in NFL and throughout your life to how does that correlate to acting or like pretty much anything? I know there's probably a lot of similarities, but what can you take from your like work ethic as an athlete and bring that into acting? How could people kind of learn from that, would you say?
Yeah, I'd say the preparation part, right? If you look at it, when you're acting, you have to really prepare, and all the preparation starts the moment you have that script, right? You have to break it down. You have to, your backstory. You're going through each scene trying to find the overall objective and your scene objectives, right? You're getting that. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of steps that you have to take to really break this script down. You can't just get it and just go act, because it's not going to be right. You have to do a lot of research. And emotionally, oh my gosh, when you get there, it's a roller coaster, man. So you definitely have to be prepared. But as far as the similarities and the correlation of football and acting, it's the preparation part, because when you prepare and you're really prepared, you'll know when those cameras start rolling, right? And just like football, you go 5-6 days a week and you're preparing for Sunday. And once those cameras start rolling on Sunday, you'll know if you're prepared, right? So that's the correlation. That's the hard work and dedication on both sides. And that's how they merge together.
Yeah, I would say from, being an actor myself, when I first came into training acting, a lot of people who don't act, they think, oh yeah, it's just you go in there and you just kind of be yourself, right? You just go in there and you just, act normal. But once you're actually training acting and working on stuff, I think it can be further from the truth, because it takes such an emotional investment and really understanding the stakes of the scene. And that's why I can just applaud you for having, full time in the NFL, just coming out and being able to prepare for something like this, because it's just such a big workload to be able to carry. When you're the lead, you got to carry the movie, and the preparation and the pressure for that is just, you know, I'm really stoked to see how it all comes out.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. I tell everyone, like, that right there, man, if it wasn't for football, just going through those training camp days where I have 12, those maybe 15 days during the time when training camp, we're up at 7 a.m. We're done at 10 p.m. So if it wasn't for that, I don't know how I was going to be able to make it through the production, man, because I went one day we went from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. the next morning. I've never done anything like that. I mean, I'm up drinking coffee. I'm hydrating. I'm eating. I just had to do what I had to do, man, to just keep myself going. So that was extremely tough, but it's it was quite, like I said, it was quite the journey. I learned a lot about myself and became motivated to be an actor.
Yeah, once I watched. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so when we met, it was on the film about a year ago, Hell on the Border.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you had a few pretty massive, like a pretty massive monologue in that movie. How would you compare the two films in terms of, you know, your preparation and in terms of just the types of characters and what kind of character you see yourself in? Like where do you see yourself as an actor growing, you know, with the roles you've had and where you want to go forward?
Yeah, I just like to explore. I just like to show range, whether it's a thriller, whether it's action, comedy, just range, man. And I think along the way, you'll really find what you're meant to do. It's like anything else. Like if you're playing basketball, but you're meant to play football, you're going to find it throughout your journey. So I just like to go, man, just learn as much as I can possibly learn, keep my head down, and just keep moving forward.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. So like as an overall picture, I know like everyone really stresses mentorship in, you know, in their career. And I think when you just follow certain people like yourself, you don't really see the mentors behind them. You know, how important would you say mentorship was in your journey? And do you have mentors now? And who have you looked up for that throughout your career, both in acting and in football, would you say?
Yeah, I always try to keep a mentor around, whether it's a pastor, a visualization coach. And I see individuals who are really good at a certain thing that I'm interested in, whether it's business, acting, you name it. And I stay in that direction, you know, and just absorb all the information that I can possibly absorb.
Yeah.
So that I can continue to grow as a person, grow in my career, and just keep getting better. That's what life is all about. Just continuing to evolve day by day.
Yeah, and kind of on that note, like how would so where do you see yourself kind of in this? I know we got kind of set back with acting. You had a couple projects in the pipeline, I know. So what's your plan to kind of continually involve with acting? Is it training? Is it just kind of different people you're partnering with, or like what do you see as like main influences there?
As far as acting, you mean continuing? What you mean when you say that?
Yeah, like what do you, as far as like your training and like what type of, yeah, like what type of movies do you want to be in, would you say? Like where do you see yourself kind of, you know, at the end of the road? Like what's your ideal like place in entertainment?
I say action. I love action. And I say that because of the background that I've had with football. So I love just, you know, the movements and, you know, all the actions when it comes to just the overall genre of action, man. I love it.
I mean, you could definitely whoop some ass, dude. You got that 6'4", 250 frame, dude. They don't need no CGI for that, dude. Like that's what I was saying in the last movie. I wouldn't want to bend the villain getting in Vernon's way, man. That's what I'm saying. Well, yeah, dude, super excited to see kind of what's coming up in acting. But for right now, I mean, I know we're all kind of blindsided by what's going on right now. How are you staying active right now? And I know you're extremely active. Like what kind of workouts are you doing? I know the gym was probably our mecca before. What type of workouts are you doing to kind of stay swole?
You know what? Lately, I've been working on with my TRX machine, my TRX bands. Have you ever tried TRX?
Honestly,
You ever tried those?
Just when they have them at the gym, but I don't own a pair. Actually, you posted something recently about is it a workout you're doing tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm doing a workout with them tomorrow, man. I've always been familiar with TRX, but never had a full workout. So last week I did a workout with one of their trainers, man. I fell in love. It's like one of the best things ever. You can take it with you when you're traveling. And there's so many different things that you can do to really get a good pump and to stay fit, man. It's amazing. I thought about you too, because I know how much you love to train and work out and keep your body going. So I think it'll be great for you, man. I think it'll be good for you. You should look into it, Jake. It'll be good for you.
Yeah. Well, after I saw you doing a live workout, I was like, damn, I got to pick something up because like right now I'm just trying to stay creative to get motivated. You know, I mean, I have bands, we can do all these body weight and like ab workouts, but I'm not gonna lie, it's a little harder to get motivated when you're kind of in your house and all that. But I've never actually used TRX, but I have heard a ton of good things about it. So I'm gonna check that out tomorrow, and I'm gonna see what kind of things you got going. Cause
yeah, you have to, man. I'm gonna need you on it. I'm gonna need One Shade Love. I just saw her pop up there. She says she has the bands and don't know how to use it. We're gonna teach you how to use it, One Shade Love. You come on live tomorrow. We'll show you how to use it.
Vernon's calling out that One Shade Love, baby.
One Shade Love.
Side note, hey, I got a signed football from you, Vernon, right here. We're gonna do a little giveaway at the end of the call. So everyone on here now, just get ready for a question, and I'm gonna be sending out the winner to that question. So it could have something to do with TRX, could have something to do with the movie. I don't know. Could have something to do with Vernon's hat.
Oh, you can have this thing, man. You can have it. I just need to cut my hair. I'm wearing a hat because I need to cut my hair. Cut my hair, Jake. I need a barber, man. I can't find a barber around here, man. Nowhere, man.
You know what? Tough. My hair was getting out of control. I had a rubber band to like pull it all together, and I cut my hair twice. No, I've actually cut my hair twice. It's the first time I didn't go that tight, but I actually pulled it off pretty good. And I made a YouTube video about it. And a few days ago, I'm like, you know what? Let's get extra aggressive. So I did a 0 on the sides right here. I'm not going to show you the back because I don't even know what the back looks like. But dude, I think it's probably not as good as a barber, but I think you could actually do it yourself pretty good. And I think this, dude, I think this the whole quarantine is like a barber's worst nightmare because I'm like, you know what? I got to cut my own hair. It's like, shit. Maybe I can just do this every time. And I actually used to cut my hair in the 8th grade. And there was one time when I was in PE and I was changing my clothes and someone behind me is like, dude, what the hell happened to your hair? I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, dude, there's like a massive chunk in the middle of the back of your head. And I looked at it and just like, oh shit, like this is not about. So it's been a while since 8th grade since I've cut my hair, but I'm not kind of pulling it off, man. I mean, hey, what's going on, you know? And my dad saw my hair and I cut my dad's hair about a week ago, and he looks fly, man. He's looking fly. So I don't know if you're on the West Coast, man. I mean, I'm not cheap, but I'll give you a haircut. I ain't cheap, man.
Hey, you funny, man.
Yeah, dude. So I know you kind of represent a few different companies that I am a big fan of. I'm actually hitting the Pathwater right now. I got this.
Oh, I see. Dude. So, Jake, you have to try the new one. You know they came out with
It's an alkaline water, right? It's like a different color.
Yeah, so 9.5, we have sparkling water,
Oh,
9.5
damn.
pH,
Okay.
and the purified water that you're drinking right now.
Damn. Okay.
This is a good one. But you know
Yeah.
what else?
What's
You
up?
know
What you
what?
got?
Shout out to Jordan Steffi. I just saw you come up there, Jordan Steffi, my college quarterback just popped up. But look at this. This product right here, man, it's called Riff.
Okay.
So what these guys did is they took the fruit of the coffee
Okay.
and they made it into a drink. So now you have natural caffeine, natural energy, all in
Okay.
one can, and it's sparkling. It's a sparkling drink, which is pretty awesome. Tastes good. You can taste the fruit and the coffee in there all at once, which is pretty
Damn.
phenomenal, man. I never had anything like it. But yeah, so supposedly what they do with the fruit that's wrapped around the actual coffee bean, they throw it away and it causes so much pollution. So they figured out a way to use it and make it into a beverage. Got to check it out, Riff. Get it from
Dude,
Amazon, baby.
I'm all about caffeine, dude. I'm a straight up caffeine addict. I love it.
Yeah, you'll love this then. It's good.
Yeah,
Check
I'll
it
for
out.
sure check that out. Yeah,
Good.
so we got the path water. We got, what is that? Is that Riff? Does that say?
Yeah, I don't have any affiliation with Riff. I just drank it because it's amazing.
Okay. Okay, and you got what are some other things you got? You got pescavore, which is like that fish jerky, right? Well, yeah, that stuff looks
Yeah,
pretty
pescavore.
bomb.
Have you tried
So
it?
it's I haven't, man. I'm trying to get my hands on some of those. So that's it. That's it. What is it, Ralph's or where?
I'm gonna have to send you some. I'll send you some. I'll send you
Okay.
some.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
dude,
I
I'm
got you.
super into that. Hell yeah, bro. Well,
Yeah, I got you.
so let's see. I got a few questions sent to me here. Yeah. What's one thing most people don't know about you? One thing that you keep under wraps.
One thing a lot of people don't know about me.
Could be like some
Gosh.
activities you do in your free time that
Maybe I enjoy curling. I like curling. It's one of those sports. It's like golf, man. You get out every once in a while. You can go out and just have fun. You can have a party. It's just a great activity, man, for people who are not, especially for people who are not familiar with the game.
Yeah, like curling.
Once you out,
curling like that.
no. The curling on the ice. You know the team who won gold about 4 years ago, right?
I've done some curling in my time, Vernon. I mean, check it out, bro.
The team who won gold, man. The curling.
Okay.
But no, it's a great sport, man. I think if it's something you never experienced, you should get out and try it. I think it's really unique.
Yeah.
It's exciting, it's fun, and you can have a great time.
Dude, I've never even come close to that sport. Is that in LA or is that more East Coast or what?
No, mostly Midwest.
Okay.
Midwest. They have curling rinks all over the place. When I was playing with Denver, the year we won the Super Bowl, I used to go out to their curling rink out there, Denver Curling Club, and spend some time out there a lot. So it's just one of those things that you just have to make time for.
Yeah. So would you equate it to being like shuffleboard on ice?
Exactly.
Okay, dude, I'm pretty nasty at shuffleboard.
You'll love this game then. You'll love it.
All right, well, I'm not going to be putting any money on it when I play it, but I'm just saying, I've been known to be pretty nasty at the shuffleboard. So, all right, let's do like a little speed round. Just some quick questions. Who's the toughest defensive player you've ever had to face?
Toughest defensive player I ever had to play space. You know what? I want to say this. I want to kind of allude to practice because it's like if I had to play against this guy, I wouldn't want to play against him because he was amazing. Alden Smith. Remember Alden Smith? He was my teammate when I was with the 49ers.
Yeah. Oh my God. Dude, I had a feeling you were going to say Josh Norman.
Nah. Alden Smith is probably one of the best defenders I've ever matched up against. He was incredible, man. You couldn't beat him. He'd win all the time.
So did you tend to match up better against like bigger defenders or against smaller and faster defenders? Or what category would Alden fit into? Was he just really quick, or was just he had too much size?
He's
What was the
everything.
reason?
He's quick, fast, strong, you name it, explosive. He could do it all.
Damn.
And you know what? I want to congratulate Alden, congratulate him too, because he just got picked up by the Dallas Cowboys. So that's pretty amazing to see a guy fight through adversity, and now he has an opportunity to play the game that he loves. And I wish him the best. Hope he does well and continue success.
Yeah, well, now that you've retired, you finally let out the truth about your biggest defensive nightmare, man. Now,
He's a nightmare. He's a nightmare.
Now Alden's stock just went up, man. Cowboys are gonna be looking. I mean, there's a lot of moving pieces in the NFL right now. I think the one that's kind of the craziest, no one really expected, obviously, with the Bucks. With Brady and Gronk going there. What do you think what do you think is gonna happen there? I know it's a lot of times the first year there's big changes like that. It takes a minute for the chemistry to kind of get together. But who do you think's the team to look out for in the AFC, NFC?
I don't know. Yeah, I would say Tampa Bay would be one of the teams to look out for. But as far as I'm gonna have to go NFC West and go to the 49ers because of the moves that they're making. They just picked up Trent Williams. Congratulations to Trent Williams for getting picked up and signing another deal.
There's no bias there?
No, I'm not biased. I'm just looking at their roster, man. George Kittle, Trent Williams, Richard Sherman, Garoppolo. I mean, they have a star-studded team, man, who's destined to make it. I think if they get back to the show again, when they get back to the show, they're going to do really well, man, and they might end up winning the championship.
Yeah, I mean, I just think they already they kind of came out of nowhere making it last year, and I think being there and kind of proving it to themselves that they could do it, I think that's just a recipe for just confidence. And when they're they're getting their team set up again, it's NFC is going to look pretty damn good. Saints are still a threat. Obviously the Bucks now. I think the Packers. I think Rodgers is going to come out slinging. So, hey, don't count my Chargers out, man. Don't be count my Chargers out. Come on, I just hope we don't get last place. All right, we got a new stadium, so that's what I'm kind of banking on.
That's what's up, man.
So, all right, and yeah, is there anything else kind of like you'd want to talk about? Kind of what's going on with you right now? Like what else you've been kind of getting into and
no, just pretty much no, I think we pretty much hit everything other than maybe just we can chat about like what do you think? I don't want to be too political, but what is your take on everything right now? Everything that's going on, with the world, staying home and just the whole COVID-19, man.
Yeah.
How have you been doing? What's your take on the whole
Yeah,
thing?
I mean, honestly, it's there's a lot of very horrible things happening. But what I realize is that I'm already kind of a homebody. I mean, I work out of the house, and I do a lot. I love just studying and I mean, obviously, I go out and I do a lot of active stuff, but there's always a silver lining. And I think when this whole thing happened, it's like the knee-jerk reaction. We all just want to be like, oh my God, like this is crazy. I just want to like curl up in a ball. And a lot of times you can think, oh, well, this is my hall pass to be able to just chill. And Vernon, you still there? Yo, Vernon, you still on? Getting a little, I think it's freezing a little bit. Yo. Hey. Yeah, I think we lost him. Maybe it kicks you out after 30 minutes. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Um, hey, Andrew, we're giving away a ball here pretty soon. So if you want a ball, hang out for a few more minutes. And we got to get Vernon back on here. Yep, you got it. Kittle over the middle, Debo. All right, let's see where we went. I thought they gave you an hour. Go live. There we go. Oh, KTB, what's up? Brian says, what up? I'm saying, what's up?
Jake,
Vernon, they're
lost you,
trying
man.
to get rid of us, man. What's going on, dude? The Instagram's trying to kick us off? But yeah, kind of what I was saying. Yeah, there's tons of stuff. There are like bad things happening. I feel so bad for all the families affected, and a lot of people out of work, businesses that may have just taken off, that had a promising future, getting hit hard. But the good side about this is it gives you time to focus on those back burner projects, things that you were saying, oh yeah, I want to work on that, but oh yeah, life is just too busy. I think life is just always pulling us in different directions, and there's so many things you want to do. It's like, oh, well, I got to go to that party, I got to go to this wedding, and there's so many things. But right now, I'm enjoying studying a lot of things that I had put on the back burner, like doing some sales and marketing training, and just learning how to build funnels and landing pages. It's just something that I've always been so curious about. So I'm staying really productive. It does take a lot more to just get past the whole thing where we're boxed up in our house. We can't go out and just have time with friends like we did. But there's definitely a lot of positives to come from it, and I'm learning a lot of things and doing some reading, and so there's like plenty of good things happening. And with the news, I try and just not even watch the news, to be honest. It's like I'm just kind of stay in my lane, and when they say it's okay to go back, we're good. So
yeah, no, that's good.
What about you, man? Like what's your kind of take on it, and what you got?
Well, for me, I feel like every opposition is an opportunity to just grow, evolve, and just get better at things. So for me, I've learned, man, I spend a lot of time around the house doing things that I wouldn't normally do, like gardening, just planting vegetables. And I know that sounds, that's probably interesting to a lot of people, but
come on, Vernon, you're getting
it's
soft
cool,
on
man.
us,
No, you know what? I'm an artist, man. I'm an artist. I've always been an artist, and that's just a form of art to me. I've been started painting, brought my canvas back out, and just working on the acting craft, just studying the craft, the monologues, the scene study, working with my coach 3 times a week, just getting better at that. And interviews, Zoom calls, and just everything, man. So I just been using my time wisely, hanging out with the kids, helping them with their schoolwork, using time wisely, catching up with friends, with you, and just staying positive, man, staying optimistic about everything, because this is not, even though it's different for us. We're in a different environment. Some people are not working. Some people are not going to school. A lot of things are happening, but we have to use this for the good, because it might seem bad right now, but later on, we're going to look back and we're going to say, I see why that happened, right? I know why it happened. And I can use all of this to continue to just grow on my progression in life.
Yeah, that's just the mentality that I think, will push you to create success in anything. What it's kind of taught me is that there's never a timeout. There's never a hall pass, because even when something like this happens, you think, okay, well, I guess we can just chill, for a little bit. But then you see all the people who are mentally strong, they're tripling down. They're tripling down on this opportunity to learn so many things and use the technology with Instagram Live to just even make themselves turn it into an opportunity. So I think it was so amazing to see not only how the world responded to the virus to fight the virus, but how business owners and just people in general responded to to turn it into a positive and really propel their business, you know, and utilize, you know, Instagram Live and these platforms to be able to do things they haven't done before because they hadn't really thought about using live. And I'm seeing so many people connect with so many others they never connected with just because the environment we're in. And you can easily look at it like, okay, well, Netflix, I want to play video games. You can look at it like that. But what I realized is that there's no such thing as a break because the mentally strong are always going to figure out a way to persevere. And if you're thinking it's a timeout, you're just going to fall behind.
Yeah.
So that's something a big takeaway for me that I've had. And yeah, I mean, we live in a resilient world, you know, and I think it's inspiring. So I've definitely been inspired by a lot of people and how they've reacted to the situation. So, so yeah, but I'm ready to get back out there.
That's good, man. That's good.
Ready to go see some sports. And yeah, I was actually supposed to see a Laker game. I think it was like April 1st, but I think they just let's see, Baby Yoga, that touchdown over Philly though. Yeah, he remembers that catch.
I remember. I do. That was a good day, man. That was a good day. That was
savage, man. Yeah, and I know, so that was, to kind of go into that, like I remember after you caught that pass, it was the sickest thing ever, but you kind of had an emotional moment after, right?
Yeah.
Like you had some stuff going on, like right before that game. And I think that can kind of talk about how we all have setbacks, you know, in our life and how to like deal with those. So, yeah, you want to kind of talk about how, like, what happened and kind of how you were forced to deal with that in a positive way and how you're kind of coping with it?
Yeah, so that game, so I was headed to the game. We were about to play Philadelphia Eagles. And as I was leaving out, I got a call from my grandmother, and she was breaking down. She was saying that my granddad had passed. So I had to turn around and go to the house. I get there to see my grandfather in his last hours, and it was just a tough day. You know, those first 24, 48 hours after you lose someone is extremely tough, but it puts things in perspective. You just have to know that they're in a better place, and one day I'll be able to see him again. So that's what I had to think. But the first 24, 48 hours was extremely difficult, man. But I knew one thing for sure, two things for certain, is that I couldn't let my teammates down. Even though I lost someone extremely important to me, I still had to fulfill my duties. And that's what my grandfather would have wanted me to do. He wanted me to finish strong and help my guys. So I wanted to help my guys, and I showed up. The team owner brought me, had me escorted back to Philly to join the team, which was extremely nice of him to do that. Shout out to Dan Snyder for that. But
yeah,
played that game, man, and I played it as hard as I could, even though it was challenging. I played it, and I wanted to do everything that I possibly could to help my teammates win that game.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's crazy. It was the day of the game.
Day before the game.
Damn.
Yeah, I probably had 2 hours of sleep that night, man. I didn't sleep at all, man. I didn't know how I was gonna get through that game, man, but I knew I had to go out and play. I knew I had to go out and perform.
Dude. Oh man, and what a play. That was like the first drive of the game for you to just have the most amazing play of the year. I'm sure your grandpa was just looking down, just so proud of you, dude. And
yeah,
you know, and I think that's something that not a lot of people realize, is that, you know, when you're doing like fantasy football or watching from a fan standpoint, these are just players. But, you know, the players are just as human as everyone else, and they're dealing with these things. And they make it look easy. You know, you make it look easy, but it's just testament to how resilient and mentally strong you have to be to deal with life and still be able to leave that on the sidelines and do what you got to do. So that's an inspiration, because I haven't really talked to you about that whole moment. And I think that's inspiring, because, you know, a lot of times we get hit by blindsided like that, and we just say, okay, well, this is my opportunity to to like, okay, I have an excuse to fail now. You know, this happened to me, so I guess now I have a reason to not go and do that.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just inspiring that it can have something like that happen to you, and you're still like, all right, well, let's saddle up. You know, we got work to do.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
damn, dude.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, dude. Well, I think that's. I wanted to kind of hear those, you know, like those inside stories, because I think a lot of people that were sending me questions about the interview, they wanted to kind of hear a little more about the Vernon Davis, the human. And I know you're you're an amazing guy, and I think that you know, I'm stoked we were able to meet and kind of develop a friendship. So yeah, man. All right. Well, I wanted to give away this this signed football, and hopefully whoever wins isn't living in like,
send it to Will Compton. He just showed up on my feed. He wanted me to say sweet potato yams. You know what, Will Compton? Yams. Sweet potato yams.
Sweet potato yams. Okay.
Will Compton, what's up, baby?
There we go.
That's my guy right there, man. That was one of my favorite teammates, man, that I played with, man. He was awesome.
Where did you play with Will at?
We played with the Redskins together. He was a linebacker. He was a phenomenal linebacker, man. He just had the skills and the ability to really get off of blocks and get to the running back. And he was very inspirational. Not only was he a great player, he was also just a great person, man. So I really enjoyed my time with Will. And Will, just shouting you out, man, letting you know I enjoyed my time with you, brother.
All right. Well, since Will's listening, in practice, when you were on, you know, lined up at tight end, who would get who? You know, who would be able to smoke who?
You know, we go back and forth, man. Sometimes he'd win, sometimes I win. You know, we go back and forth. It was just one of those battles, but he was a heck of a player, man. Heck of a player.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, I wanted to give this out, and I want to see who can remember the question. This is related to something before we got cut out. But who can name the film that Vernon just shot in February? I know we talked about this pretty early on, so if anybody can name that, it's a tough question. We mentioned it once. I don't know if anybody's gonna get it. I don't know.
Name the film. Name the film.
It might have to go.
Oh,
baby!
Mercedes Hawkins.
Mercedes Hawkins gets it, baby.
Mercedes Hawkins.
All right, I'm writing that down. Will was.
Hold up. No, Mercedes. No, Mercedes. I know Mercedes. She works with me.
So
she's cheating. She's cheating.
Is she disqualified?
Send it to Tanya Mast.
Tanya Mast? All right, you're the boss, Vernon. So Mercedes was cheating, right?
Mercedes was cheating. She tried me on that one. Look, she's laughing. Look at her. Look at her, Jake. Look at her. She's laughing.
Oh, come on, Mercedes. Come on. All right.
She's laughing. Mercedes, you cheating.
All right. Well,
Mercedes,
I guess it's got to go to the second winner then, right?
It was Tanya Mast, man.
Tanya Mast. Oh, baby. Tanya Mast. You heard the man. All right. Well, Tanya Mast, we got an NFL Wilson signed football by the man himself coming in hot to a doorstep near you.
Tanya Mast, congratulations for winning a signed autograph ball from Jake Mast.
Let's go. All right. Well, hey, I got my path water. I want to try what is it? The new alkaline water? Okay.
Alkaline water. 9.5 pH. Look, Jake.
Okay.
9.5 pH.
Damn. I see you.
Hey, we played a game. Hey, Jake. I played a game with these kids the other day from Boys and Girls Club, right? I was on Zoom with them, Zoom and Instagram Live. Look, we played the game where you put it to the camera and you guess what it is and you slowly take it away. You ever played that game?
Okay. Oh, path water. pH path.
It was a game. That was a fun game, man. We need to get back on here and play that game sometime, man.
Yeah,
with the people, baby.
Let's set it up. We'll give away some path water, maybe some Pescavore.
Yep.
So, well, hey, dude, I'm digging the hat, and if you ever need a cut, I've given 2 successful haircuts. So, but like I said, I'm not cheap, you know. But hey, just want to
Appreciate you.
say thanks so much, and you know, everyone was stoked to get you on here. And Tanya Mast, just shoot me in the DM, shoot me your address, and we'll get this right over to you. And yeah,
appreciate you, baby boy. Jake,
yeah.
I appreciate you. Make sure you inspire the people to get some riff, man. It's the best thing ever.
I got to
try
it, man.
Coffee fruit, man. Amazing. Amazing.
All right, I'm on my way to the store, baby. Hey, look out for those Chargers this season, baby. Coming
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
All right, buddy. All right, hey, much
All right.
love, man. We'll talk soon.
Okay, see you, babe. All right.
Peace.